Long, long ago in ancient Egypt, the Nile River rose up above its banks and flooded the land. This happened each year. Farmers used the rich soil the river left behind to grow plants that could be eaten as food. The Nile River also brought water to the plants that grew. To grow plants, Egyptian farmers first dug up the soil. Sometimes they used a hoe for digging. Then they dropped seeds into the ground. Animals such as cows stepped on the seeds and pushed them into the ground so that they could grow. A civilization on the continent of Africa. Ancient Egypt became known as the gift of the Nile. The Nile River is in northern Africa. It is more than 4,000 miles long. The Nile flows north into the Mediterranean Sea. Egyptians called their rulers kings, queens, or pharaohs. Whatever their title, they were the most important people in ancient Egypt. They made the laws and were in charge of the army. This is a statue or stone carving of a pharaoh. Believe it or not, the Egyptian people had things that we would find in their own homes today. This ancient Egyptian queen is playing a board game. Egyptians used green and black eye makeup. They thought that it made their eyes more beautiful. It may also have protected their eyes from the sun and kept away little flies. Egyptian workers made bricks from mud and straw. The bricks were used for building. The bricks were dried in the hot sun until they were hard and strong. Egyptians traveled by boat on the Nile River. The boats were also used to carry food from one part of the kingdom to another. In ancient Egypt, pyramids and tombs were burial places for important people such as pharaohs. Pyramids were made from stone blocks. It took thousands of people and millions of stone blocks to build a pyramid. After the stone blocks were cut, they were pushed and pulled on sleds across the sand by workers. When important ancient Egyptians such as pharaohs died, their bodies were treated in a special way. For example, everything inside a pharaoh's body except the heart was taken out. The pharaoh's insides were placed in canopic jars. The rest of the body was then wrapped in lots of strips of cloth and placed in a wooden box. The wrapped body is called a mummy. Often, a painted mask was placed over the mummy's face. Are you wondering what happened to the pharaoh's heart? Ancient Egyptians believed that their gods and goddesses would judge every pharaoh's life by weighing the pharaoh's heart. If a pharaoh had been good, he would have a light heart, but if he had not been good, his heart would be heavy. Here is a god wearing a heart. When a pharaoh's body was ready, it was taken to a tomb or pyramid. The walls of these burial places were painted with pictures of things the pharaohs enjoyed when they were alive. Many treasures made of gold and jewels have been found buried inside Egyptian tombs and pyramids. The mummies of Egyptian pharaohs have been found too. Here, you can see part of a necklace. This gold lion's head was part of a pharaoh's bed. Can you imagine? Pharaohs had solid gold decorations on their beds. Here you can see some Egyptian gods and goddesses with human bodies and animal heads. The gods are shown this way because ancient Egyptians believed in animal gods too. They also believed the gods and goddesses made good and bad things happen in the world. The Sphinx of ancient Egypt is a huge statue in the desert. It has a human head and an animal body. Can you see that it has the body of a lion? The Sphinx was a symbol of a god and a pharaoh. Three of the most powerful Egyptian gods are shown here. The god Osiris has a green face. His wife, Isis, is next to him. Horus, their son, has the head of a falcon. Egyptians believed that Horus's eye protected the living and the dead. His eye was often drawn on the walls of tombs. The god Anubis has the face of a jackal. A jackal is a wild dog. Egyptians thought that the gods and goddesses were clever and smart like certain animals. The Egyptians' main god was Re, the sun god. He is always shown with the sun above his head. The goddess Maat is usually shown wearing an ostrich feather. Ancient Egyptians used little pictures called hieroglyphics to make words. The hieroglyphics shown here were carved on a stone wall. Egyptians also wrote on paper, which they made from the papyrus plant. Sometimes the sheets of paper were joined together to make scrolls. In ancient Egypt, scribes knew how to read and write. They wrote important information on walls and on paper. This Egyptian man is a scribe. Scribes had special tools, including writing boards made of wood. These boards were like little desks that could be carried around. Hieroglyphics look like pictures. Each picture could be a sound, part of a word, or a whole word. These beautiful hieroglyphics reveal the name of a king. For thousands of years, people hoping to become rich have tried to find the pharaohs' tombs and treasures. Howard Carter and Lord Carnarvon were two such men. After much searching, and to their great delight, they found King Tut's tomb. The tomb was filled with extraordinary things. Among the many treasures was a beautiful throne that King Tut had once sat upon. Incredibly, they found King Tut's mummy. The mummy had been inside the tomb for thousands of years. On the mummy, there was a golden mask of King Tut's face. Before long, the whole world heard about these exciting discoveries. This sculpture, also found inside the tomb, shows the face of the young King Tut. Like many important Egyptians, his head was shaved so that he could wear a wig. Egyptians also wore wigs so that itchy bugs couldn't get into their hair. This chariot belonged to King Tut. It is possible the young King Tut rode into battle and through the streets of an Egyptian city on this chariot. This box, found in King Tut's tomb, was made to hold jewelry. There are hieroglyphics all over the box. This is the Rosetta Stone. The words on the stone help people understand ancient Egyptian writing. Because of the Rosetta Stone, we have learned about pharaohs and gods, the games Egyptians played, and the food they liked to eat. Another very famous pharaoh was Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut became a pharaoh after her husband died. She had to work very hard to show that a woman could be a pharaoh too. Hatshepsut was a great pharaoh. She sent Egyptians on an ocean voyage to get the things that were needed back home in Egypt. This ocean voyage happened about 3,500 years ago. The Egyptians brought back sweet-smelling oils, gold, ivory, plants, and valuable wood. Hatshepsut was very pleased to see these things.